been a lot of chatter about trade for the Rockets of late. So De'Aaron Fox seems like he wants out and he's trying to get traded somewhere. A couple of weeks ago, I think everyone would have said, man, Houston's an intriguing possibility because people want trades to happen and they want a good team who's fun to make a trade. But for just about every single basketball reporter, Mark Stein, Tim McMahon, Kelly Iko from here in town, the Rockets are not interested. They're not looking at De'Aaron Fox. I think if they're not interested in De'Aaron Fox, they're not interested in Jimmy Butler, even if Chandler Parsons is out there with Michelle Beadle and Lou Williams promoting a possibility of like Jimmy Butler would fit in if he, didn't ruin teams all the time.
Yeah, it's a big if.
I think they're going to stay together. Hell, even Bill Simmons, of all people, Mr. This trade would be fun. I'm going to talk about it on my podcast, is saying that the Rockets should keep it together.
Yeah, I think it's the right move to keep it together. Like they should add to their team. Like they should make a move here at the deadline. They should move Jock Lawndale or something like that for a reserve player, another center on nights when Steven Adams is not available, or you just need another depth piece, like someone that like Lawndale was fine last night, I guess, but I'd rather see Robert Williams out there. I'd rather see Jalen Smith is someone that I would look at from the Bulls. Like he would make a lot of sense here. But like
I don't know.
They're trying to pawn this off.
He's a good player. He came from the Pacers.
How many good players do the Bulls have?
He's a good bench player.
Okay.
Yeah, well, he's a good player. He's a good role player. But like I don't need them to trade for anything big right now. And I don't hate the idea of De'Aaron Fox. I understand it, but I'm just not ready to make that move right now. Like I want to see what this team does.
Let's keep Tillman Fertitta in Italy at least till the trade deadline, so that Patrick doesn't pull the trigger on De'Aaron Fox.
I don't think it matters where Tillman's at. I think Patrick just says what he wants.
Okay. Well, I hope that Ime Udoka stands over him, and it's pretty easy to stand over Patrick Fertitta. I can stand over Patrick Fertitta.
Can I?
I don't know about that.
Okay. I just didn't know.
I don't know.
I'm now just picturing Ime Udoka putting his standing in front of Patrick Fertitta and putting his hand on his shoulder like he's Bane in Dark Knight Rises. Do you feel like you're in charge?
Yeah.
I feel like that's Ime and Patrick Fertitta's relationship.
But with all this trade talk, it got us thinking, who on the Houston Rockets are untouchable and what level of untouchable are they at? Given that this is very soon going to be a loaded roster that does not have enough minutes to give out to everybody out there. Who are the Houston Rockets untouchables? I feel like to get things started, we should play a clip from the Kevin Costner, Robert De Niro, Sean Connery movie, The Untouchables.
You got nothing. Not a lot of talking to bed. You hear? Because you got nothing. You got nothing in court. You don't got the bookkeeper. You got nothing. I love this theme song. The whistle in the background gets a little bit annoying, so apologies in advance if it starts to get a little repetitive. But we had to set the mood. Who are the untouchable Houston Rockets? So let's just take a look at the Rockets roster and slowly move through it. Okay? We're not going to start off with, the obvious best players here. Let's start. Jock Landale.
Trade him.
Touchable.
He is very touchable. Sounds kind of weird when you say it like that.
That's why I laugh.
A little strange. Okay. Steven Adams.
Touchable.
I don't know. I kind of like Steven Adams as a glue guy.
Touchable, but he's not the second most tradable guy.
Jae'Sean Tate.
Touchable, but I feel like you could get something for him.
What could you get?
Like a shooter type. Bench shooter,
I agree that he's touchable.
The Jae'Sean Tate of shooters.
Yeah, basically. I kind of enjoyed last night.
He's good. Yeah. He's not bad.
Why doesn't he play more?
He's good. He's not bad. He's not bad.
Yeah.
Why doesn't he play more, Joe? Don't turn into the Ty Washington truthers of
no.
Online Rockets fans past.
Would never. Touchable.
I think is it because he doesn't really play very much. So on the second night of back-to-back, he looks like he's going on 1.25 speed like a podcast.
That might be it.
Everyone else is just so tired that he's not.
Aaron Holiday. Touchable or untouchable? I think he's untouchable right now.
Yeah.
You need someone who can handle the ball. This is like you only have two guys who really you trust to do it: Fred VanVleet and Aaron Holiday.
Touchable for an upgrade. If you're getting a better Aaron Holiday.
Yeah, like an Aaron Holiday, Jay Tate combo trade that gets you an upgrade at backup point guard.
Lonzo Ball.
Yeah.
Whoa.
Good player, right?
Actually, very much so.
He's good.
Yes.
He just doesn't play it.
He plays a lot now.
Oh, he does?
Yes.
Okay.
Plays 24 minutes a game.
Okay, that's about all we need.
Well, he didn't play for 3 years, so it's a huge progress.
Yeah, that's why I didn't think he played still.
Yeah.
Quick complaint last night when it comes to ball handling. Jalen Green, that one moment.
A little sloppy.
At
and
the
then,
very end.
and then the give up. Yeah.
That was rough. That was rough. Again, they were tired. And Jalen Green's played in 150 straight games. So
yeah, Aaron Holiday.
That adds up.
He's the most tired.
Yeah.
He's very tired.
Okay, so I mean, to this point, we've gone through players who seem rather expendable. I'm not even going to mention Jeff Green, Jack McVeigh.
Untouchable.
It's a guy on the roster.
He's an Australian friend of Jock Landale.
Is he here to keep Jock Landale happy?
Yeah.
All right, let's start to talk about some real movable pieces, like Nafale Dante. I'm just kidding. he's a
untouchable for the Summer League squad.
Okay, let's start with Cam Whitmore. Because Cam Whitmore clearly has a lot of talent. Maybe not the most enthused coming off the bench, but this team is winning. You would think that he will slowly appreciate that he's with this team that is winning, even if he wants to perhaps spread his wings somewhere. I'm a peacock. You got to let me fly. Is Cam Whitmore touchable?
Right now, for me, it's a no. Because I want to see if he can buy in the way that Jalen Green is bought in defensively. And because if he does that, then Amen Thompson and Cam Whitmore might be your two best players in the roster. So I would not move Cam Whitmore right now unless Ime Udoka thinks that that's not possible for him to buy all the way in. Like, I got to – it's coach's choice right here.
If he's ready to pull the plug.
Yeah, like if he thinks that he'll never buy all the way in, then yeah, he's tradable for sure.
I'm going to make a Celtics comparison here. Cam Whitmore reminds me of Terry Rozier. Terry Rozier has some really fun moments with the Boston Celtics, and I think he thought, especially once he started getting called Scary Terry, I think he thought he was the guy. And then he explored options elsewhere eventually. I think it was the Charlotte Hornets that he went to, right?
Yeah, he went to the Hornets.
So that's someone I think of. I think Cam Whitmore is touchable. 100% think he is. I get it. There's a lot of upside there. But if you are looking at yourself in the mirror and thinking, we got to add somebody, I feel like of all the pieces in the rotation right now, Tari Eason is my sixth man.
Yeah. That's the thing of the young guys. He's probably the most touchable. It's probably. I don't know. It's hard to keep him out of a trade if you're going to make a De'Aaron Fox type trade. Obviously, we're not saying they should do it for De'Aaron Fox or do it before the deadline, but in the offseason, like if you're making one of these big swing trades, he's kind of the young guy that you feel most okay being a sweetener in that deal.
Yeah. I mean, and obviously, like right now, like you can't trade Jalen and Alpi, which is I think a huge part of why they're for sure going to be quiet at the deadline. But yeah, I'm with you. Like he's the guy you add in with picks. And
he's not like the headliner, but he's in there.
Yeah, those fans will be very excited that they got Cam Whitmore when they watch the highlights.
Or if he's somehow not, then he's rising up these rankings, and you're happy that he's in here taking the minutes that whoever you did trade has just opened up.
What Houston Rockets are untouchable? If you want to play along, 713-780-3776 to call, to text, YouTube at ESPN Houston, Twitch at ESPN 975. We'll read some of your comments in a moment. Jabari Smith, I think he's touchable.
Yeah, sorry, man.
Totally agree.
It's been a rough 3 weeks.
Yeah,
sitting watching.
It was
after getting injured in a shoot around.
January 3rd, I believe, was the day he got hurt.
Yep. It was before the Celtics game.
Yeah,
that was the last time the Rockets looked, I think, awful. And since then, I mean, they've been awesome.
They have the best record in the NBA since January 5th, because that's when Amen Thompson joined the lineup. Because he was still suspended when Smith got hurt.
These are some stats from Howard Chen of ESPN. Since Amen Thompson became a full-time starter for the Rockets, they have the best record, the highest offensive efficiency, the second best 3-point field goal percentage in the NBA, and they lead the league in steals per game in that span.
Yeah. Some of that's small, like the 3-point stuff, that's small
Correct.
sample size. But the steals, and I think even like the offensive efficiency being higher, being better, I think that you can directly trace that to Amin Thompson. So, sorry, Jabari Smith, that we spent all this time talking about Amin Thompson during your part of the segment. But yes, he's probably the most touchable guy who the team has invested a lot. I mean, he's the most touchable of the top 5 picks that they have on the roster.
Yeah, like if the Rockets, if it was like the Rockets have made a trade in this hypothetical war for De'Aaron Fox, and it was Fred VanVleet's expiring contract and Jabari Smith, I'd be like, okay, cool, because like you're taking the core group that's working so well right now, and you're adding Fox to it. Like I'm fine with it. I don't think Jabari will be a long-term piece of this team, so he's tradable for me.
You mentioned Fred VanVleet, the expiring contract. Eventually, it's nice to move into trade. He is very touchable.
Yeah, touchable. Don't really even need to talk about it. He's the guy that you're looking to upgrade off of if you get a star perimeter player.
Yeah. But we appreciate what he's doing.
100%.
Yes, absolutely.
He's 12 points in his last 2 games.
He's had some very good games shooting this year, and he has said this year, like, I don't care if I miss a ton. I don't care what people say online. I'm going to keep shooting. Okay.
And he's starting to make them. I think now he's up around 35%.
Dylan Brooks, touchable?
Untradeable right now.
Franchise cornerstone.
That's not going that far.
I'm saying that this is the kind of person you want to keep around as long as possible, a la Draymond Green. This is the attitude guy.
I thought you were going to go Marcus Smart there.
You can say Marcus Smart if you want to.
So we just keep him until like you're ready to win a championship.
You keep him
and win a title.
That's why I said Marcus Smart, is because he's the upgrade spot. Him and Van Vliet are the two that's like untouchable unless we get an opportunity to upgrade at that position.
Yeah, like it's like Jimmy Butler. Like if you were going to trade for Jimmy Butler and it didn't involve any of your young players besides like a draft pick and then like Brooks or Van Vliet, cool.
I want all the core players to have learned as much as they possibly can from Dylan Brooks, a la Anakin Skywalker with Obi-Wan Kenobi.
I mean, after
before
the game,
they move on from Dylan Brooks.
After the game last night, he was like giving like a lesson to Tari Easton and Jabari, like as they were leaving the court, and he was like pointing at Trae Young. So I think he was like giving him a breakdown of like whatever happened.
Yeah, there
earlier in the game.
Tari Easton, 100% untouchable.
Really?
Yeah, I don't want to move on from that guy. If the coach says he sees Kawhi Leonard in this guy, nope, you ain't moving him.
I think I would include him as tradable, just because I think that if you were to move Tari, I think you're going to get a good player like a really good player in return.
Yeah, but he is a really good player.
No, he is. I want to lean untradeable, but like I'm like right there on the line.
I think for me, he's the last guy before you go full on untouchable. Yeah. He is don't want to touch, but touchable.
Yeah.
Next up, Reed Shepherd.
You can trade him.
He is touchable right now. I don't know what he is.
Yeah. I mean, I just in general, I'm not like I'm not ready to give up on him.
Yeah.
No, exactly. He just isn't playing. Like there's nowhere for him to play right now. He's undersized, and I mean he's on the best team in basketball. You're not giving him minutes. Honestly, I feel like they should let him go to the G League and continue to put like 60-point games. Just like to say, like, hey man, like keep working.
Yeah, just the confidence boost. Yeah, I mean, I get it. Maybe he's a little bit of the like Cam Whitmore style of touchable, where he's like the
sweetener.
He's like part of a deal, but I'm not ready to give up on him after however many games he's actually played in the NBA. Like, I still think he can be good.
I think he has to he has to solve your Fred VanVleet problem if you trade him, because like in theory he is your point guard.
Yeah.
To replace Fred. So if you were going to trade Reed Shepherd, that person has to replace Reed and Fred,
or at the very least the Aaron Holiday problem.
Yeah.
What Rockets are touchable? What Rockets are untouchable? Since trade rumors are heating up with the trade deadline right around the corner. Now we are down to the 3 most important Houston Rockets. This is not a debate. I think where their importance lies is subjective. I know how Turkey feels about these 3 guys.
Oh, they're wrong.
I know how some Jalen Green fans feel about these guys, and I know how I feel about Amin Thompson. We're going to start off with Jalen Green. Is Jalen Green touchable?
Yep.
I think he's touchable. He is trending towards being untouchable. I think he has done everything possible that he's been asked to do by Ime Udoka, and I think he deserves a lot of credit for that. I think he has grown up a lot over the last couple of months, but in particular, just since Udoka took over, Steven Silas turned this thing into a mess, and I think there was an actual potential that his career was going to wash out if he played with Steven Silas any longer. He's definitely inconsistent, which leads to him being touchable, but I definitely appreciate what he is, the effort he's put in.
Yeah, I think it's just the standard of trade for Jalen Green would be much higher for me right now. The player I expect in return, if you were going to move him, I expect Jalen Green to be part of a Giannis or, Devin Booker style conversation where it's him, another piece plus draft capital equals elite player. Like I wouldn't move Jalen Green for De'Aaron Fox because I'm still kind of curious what's left in the tank to learn offensively. So he's tradable for me, but the asking price is high.
Yeah, that's the same thing. He's touchable for like, I don't know, 15 guys in the league, like the top 10, 15, 20 guys in the league. That's where he becomes touchable. Other than that, he is untouchable.
Because when you get to the playoffs this year and you're going to need a big shot, like they've been going to Amen Thompson these last 2 games in clutch moments, but Jalen's going to have the ball.
Yep.
Yeah.
Because he's going to be the most fearless guy on the court. We saw some of the attacking last night. Like sometimes it's bad fearlessness, but like he's going to be like, you're going to need Jalen Green to score effectively to win playoff series.
Yeah. And just depending on how, the next 2 guys that we talk about, how the offensive hierarchy kind of settles in, maybe him being the secondary option to one of these guys is more beneficial for him.
Alperen Şengün, touchable or untouchable? I say untouchable. There's one guy in the NBA who can do what he does. I feel like when you have something that unique, that sets you apart from 95% of teams in the league, I think you keep this guy as long as you possibly can.
I lean untouchable because the defense has improved significantly.
Yeah, I think that part's been big. And again,
if it hadn't, I'd be like, it's not going to work.
I know a lot of Turkish basketball fans, specifically Turkish Rockets fans, who view apparently Alperen Şengün the same way that we view Michael Jordan. That's something Ime Udoka actually said like a week ago or so. I don't know if I think that's accurate, but hey, okay, it's our countrymen. I side with them from this perspective, though. Like having Udoka as a coach, it's going to be hard, and he's going to have to continue to learn it. I mean, this is a guy who, when he first came onto the scene, he was whining and crying a lot on the court. Like he would get pissed off about a lot of different things. He's gotten a little bit better at it. He has to keep getting better at it. And I think really the big issue that could make him touchable is that maybe he and Ime Udoka aren't a fit together.
That is possible.
If this keeps happening, I can't understand how some people that are getting mad about it would say, like, oh, well, maybe Udoka is too much for him and he gets sick of him eventually, the same way that Tom Brady eventually got sick of Bill Belichick.
My biggest question with Alperen Şengün is, now that this is a playoff team, is when the playoffs start and they start attacking him defensively. Like, let's say you match up with the Spurs in the first round of the playoffs. They're going to get Chris Paul on him as much as humanly possible, or De'Aaron Fox when they trade for him. Like, if he becomes a liability to where you have to take him out of games, like Rudy Gobert would get taken out of games, then he becomes tradable for me. But for now, he's untradeable.
Last, certainly not least, Amen Thompson. Completely untouchable.
Yeah.
Possibly Michael Jordan.
Unless Luka's on the phone.
It could happen.
Unless
no, F that. I don't want Luka.
No,
I don't want that.
Luka?
I don't want that flopping
Yeah.
Euro
soft.
trash.
Jokic.
F that.
We got Jokic at home.
We got
He's-
baby Jokic.
He's completely untradeable. He is one of the most untradeable players in the NBA right now.
Jokic?
No,
Jokic is definitely
Amen Thompson.
untradeable.
Well, unless the
he says
Rockets
I'm
are
out.
offering Şengün. I think Amen Thompson, like, completely untradeable.
Yeah, it's not even close. I can't believe people still like tweeting poll questions of like, is he gonna go back to the bench? What planet
yeah,
do
that's
people
stupid.
This is over.
What planet do you people live on?
This is over.